All right, good morning. How's everybody doing today? Good morning. It's November 11th, 2018. Shirt and towel still hanging on. Got 50 days left till the end of the year. Had a chilly night last night. Got down in the upper 30s. I'm not exactly sure how cold it got, but I would guess anywhere from 38 to 44, maybe. Woke up this morning, it was 45. But sun is shining. Scattered clouds here. 46 with the haze, feels like 41. We got winds out of the north at 10 miles per hour. Got some big news here today. We'll get some people in the chat room first. Talk about some of the things I did yesterday. Yesterday, I was able to bring in some plants from outdoors. I had two plants from a friend of mine, Leah, had given me a couple of Viper's bowstring hemp, or also known as snake plant or mother's-in-law's tongue. Also Viper's bowstring hemp, among other names. I think I said that one already. But I brought two of those in. I guess my neighbor was saying that they produce more oxygen than any other plant for your homes. And we had the possibility of freezing temperatures last night, so I went ahead and brought them in. I brought in the snake plant. I brought in a scorpion pepper plant or ghost pepper plant. I'm not sure which one it is. My neighbor thinks it's ghost pepper. From the pictures, I can't really tell, but there's 4 or 5 peppers on the plant right now. I got it by my kitchen sink window. Got plenty of sun in that location, and used quite a large flower pot on it. Let it grow. It's something called overwintering. That it gives you advantage of being ahead come next spring. To instead of starting by seed again, I can just go ahead and start with that plant, and it'll have a head start over other plants. And this is something I didn't really know, that most of the pepper plants will live about 3 years and keep producing for 3 years if you bring them inside. The problem is people let them outside and it gets too cold for them, and they end up freezing and dying from the cold. So I was happy to get the pepper plant inside. I've got 2 tomato plants outside that kind of sprung up on me by accident, and I've got 2 5-gallon buckets over them right now. They're not huge. I don't really expect them to put any fruit out by the time it actually does freeze, but I'm putting the bucket on them, seeing how long they can hang on. A few minutes, I'll run out there and take those buckets off, let them get some sun. It's still in the 40s, oh, Jeffrey Lamb has sent me a message about bringing some tires over. Let's see if he's still wanting to do that. I got some old tires off the Pathfinder. Can you send me your address? Sorry, 1 second while I send this guy on Let Go a message. He's picking up 3 tires. I got them for $25. Anyway, I got new tires on the Pathfinder, and they were just going to take my old tires, and I said, wait a minute, I think I'll try to sell them on Let Go. And I got a guy that wants to meet me at noon. It's 10:46 here. So just waiting to hear back from him. And big news here, too. I did want to mention I have a friend and his wife. I'm friends with both of them. They came over last night and asked me if I would do their wedding, if I would perform their wedding in Virginia. So, of course, I said yes, and looking forward to doing that and working with them and making their marriage a wonderful day. So quite excited about doing that. It'll be my first wedding ceremony, and it was nice that we had the opportunity to meet up, kind of talk about it last night because they were in town. She had a photo shoot for a wedding. She's a photographer, and she ended up doing the photo shoot yesterday, and then they went to dinner and then come by my house for a little while, and we sat down and talked about it. And I'm honored to be able to be the guy that helps them get their marriage bond together. So really cool about that. Some other news. Yesterday, I had to buy a new battery for the Ford Ranger, the 1996 Ford Ranger, the 2.3 4-cylinder 5-speed. I've had this truck since I was 18 years old. And when I came back from Illinois, I tried to give that baby a crank, and the battery was dead. I put a charger on it overnight, and it jumped off it and ran for a while, but then the battery died again. So went and got a new battery yesterday. I'll go out here shortly and test it again. Hopefully it starts up. There's not something draining down the battery. If that's the case, that's crappy. I have to figure out some electrical issue, find out what's draining the battery. But the battery was about 2.5 years old, so I was not able to get the replacement on the battery. So yeah, got the battery in over there. I did see quite a bit of chaos over at the tire shop over in Walmart. People in front of me were furious with what was going on, but there was like 10 cars in line around 10:30, 11 o'clock yesterday. I planned on putting tires on the vehicle, but changed my mind once I heard what the wait was, 2 to 3 hours or possibly 4. And they were shorthanded and people had gone on lunch break at the time I got there. And it took me probably about 30 minutes to pick up a battery and waiting in line. And manager came over and, anybody helping you guys? Well, yeah, she's out there getting tires for some folks that already walked away and said, screw this, I'm out of here. And so we ended up, I ended up just getting the battery and going out and changing it myself instead of having them do a free battery change. Had the tools, and I know how. So went ahead and swapped that out and brought the old battery in. And I'm getting a message from Jeffrey Lamb at 12. Okay. Yep. So he wants to meet me at noon at the Dollar General. It's an hour and 10 minutes. So I'll give a little chat, continue on here. Yesterday, I was able to get out the old 1973 Cub Cadet riding lawnmower and go ahead and cut my grass for the last time of the year. Kind of want to run out the old fuel in the tank anyway. Go ahead and burn that up and get it winterized for winter here. I won't be using that. So I also got out the old weed eater, the Troy-Bilt weed eater yesterday, and ran it till it just about ran out of gas. I went and also picked up my boat yesterday. It was a Panther boat with the 55 horsepower Suzuki outboard. And I got it back from the shop, and the guy had some issues with linkage. So he had it for about 6 months, and I thought he was going to charge me something, but he ended up saying, no, I can't do you like that, and because he wasn't able to figure out the problem. So he didn't charge me anything, and pretty cool that I can go to another mechanic and see, if maybe they can figure it out. If not, I'll end up buying another motor. But right now I got a suggestion from my neighbor to go to Warren's Marine in the area and give them a shot. They worked on my neighbor's Stingray and did a good job with that. So what else we got going on? I ended up using some caulking. I had a hole in the top of the Pathfinder. There was water getting into the back of it was running down the wall and then coming in on the inside, making a little bit of rust in the back there. And I found out where the hole was. There was actually 2 of them. So I went ahead and took the wire wheel to it and, brushed the paint back and then primered it with some rust presentative primer and then covered it in silicone. It was just a pinhole, so hopefully that the silicone will do the job, and I'll just keep an eye on it over the years. But I think that's going to be in good shape. We got new windshield wipers. I got new fog light in the front driver's side. Needed a bulb replaced. Those are working, and actually it was quite foggy the past couple of days, so I got to use those and worked pretty darn well. Pretty happy with that. Other news at home, I've got the Hampton Bay Legion 1,000 square foot panoramic infrared electric stove coming to my house. It will be here on Tuesday. Been having a little bit of issues with my heat pump, air conditioning heat combo outside, and it's got a slow leak. So I have to get it filled about once a year with the coolant, and also my electric coil, the emergency heat on the furnace has gone out. So I'm looking forward to getting this little electric stove in here. And my home is only 964 square feet. If this thing can heat the whole place, I'll be shocked to have some fans try to move it around and maybe close up a couple rooms that I don't use all the time. But those should, that one heater they say will heat a small home. And I mean, a trailer is a small home. So we'll see. We'll see. I read some reviews saying that, couldn't heat up their garage, but what garage is that well insulated? So, not that a trailer is fantastic, but better than a garage, depending on the garage. Yeah. But other news. Head back to work today. Let's say a little more about veterans. My grandfather, my mother's father, served in the Army during the Korean War. He was in Washington and California, but he was never sent overseas. My mother posted a picture on her Facebook page, a real nice picture of Grandpa with his medal there, and good-looking fella. I think maybe I got a little cheekbone. Looks like I got a resemblance to him quite a bit there in that picture. Also repotted my Thai chili plants. They came up from seed earlier this spring, and I grew them indoors, and they didn't produce any peppers. Just not enough full sun, I don't believe. But they are nice and tall for next year. I maybe even get them in the ground and see how they do there. Other than that, house flies have been driving me crazy. I mean, there's nothing for them to eat. My dishes are washed. There's no food out. End of the year, I think it's the last big hoorah for house flies. I've been with the fly swatter getting down. I estimate I've killed 60 house flies. Had to sweep the floors twice. I mean, tell me how annoying that is. Try to sleep with in your ear. Oh, man. Annoying. Almost threw my first cup of hot tea. We're 14 minutes and 30 seconds in. Shirt and towel are doing okay. I honestly don't know if either one of them are going to fall. But with enough incentive, I might go out there with a knife. No, I'm kidding. I wouldn't do that. Can't do it. Wouldn't be prudent. That was my little, I think, Ross Perot impersonation. That was bad. I know. But, yeah, we got one cat in the yard there. Got a full belly. Hanging out over there, chilling. And I haven't seen Cindy out, but it looks like the whole family's home. Cindy, Darren, Shauna, and Chris. I've already had breakfast. Did some scrambled eggs. Had 3 slices of bacon. Hot cup of tea. Did some grilled pork chops on the grill last night, and they came out wonderful. There were 3 giant pork chops, and sharing them up with my friend Elise and Matt. Well, I think I better grab these tires, get everything together, throw them in the vehicle, make sure that they're looking all right, see if this guy will buy them from me. But yep. Thank you all for listening. If I have time on Tuesday, I may be taking my boat to the mechanic on Tuesday. But if I have time on Tuesday, maybe I will do a video on the welder. I've yet to plug it in, the 240 volt welder, Lincoln welder, and maybe give that a couple tries, see if we can't get something going on with that. But as always, we thank you for listening, and have yourself a great Veterans Day. Thank you, Veteran, today, and y'all stay blessed.